Authorities in Indonesia have set a deadline of Friday to find anyone still trapped under rubble following last week's earthquake and tsunami. After that, they say there's little chance of finding survivors. 1,400 people are known to have died. The UK government has just announced that it's sending shelter kits, solar lanterns and water purifiers to the region, but help is arriving slowly and aid agencies say it's not getting through to the most remote areas. Our correspondent Jonathan Head is in Palu, one of the worst hit areas on the island of Sulawesi. From there, he sent this report.
Even now, 5 days after the earthquake, the tsunamis and the mudslides, the damage wrought on this part of Indonesia still has the power to shock. Some buildings crumpled. Others were literally swallowed by mud. It was the mud that did for Petobo, a neighbourhood to the east of the city. Fields of rice shaken loose by the earthquake that poured down the hillside. It buried the mother and baby sister of Fiona, not yet 2 years old, who was pulled from the mud by her older brother. She's being cared for by her aunt.
She often asks, "Where's my mum? Where has my mother gone?" I tell her we're still looking for her, or I say your mother has gone on a long journey. If she hears a loud noise or a plane going overhead, she's scared. She's still traumatized.
Over here, it was even worse. A road and all the houses along it, obliterated by mud. Astonishingly, this cornfield has travelled more than a mile. And this mad jumble of wreckage is the remains of at least 2 villages. They scarcely know where to begin recovering the bodies of the victims. This was a Christian study centre. There were 200 students there when it was torn from its foundations. Just try to imagine the terrible force that uprooted these front pillars of the church and toppled them over, and that flattened this massive concrete roof here. And even now, they don't know how many victims may still be underneath. And all of this was dragged by the mudslide from right over there, behind those palm trees. One of the students was Martin's 17-year-old son, Gabriel Rian. He's already resigned himself to the near certainty of his death. Every parent hopes for a son, he said. Now I just want to recover his body for a proper burial in my hometown. The collective loss suffered by the people of this city is incalculable. Help is on the way now. It will be needed for a very long time. Jonathan Head, BBC News, Palu, Indonesia.